Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm Platter Reese, series of videos I do for Luana. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm not super excited for this one, if I'm honest, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that and fumbling over my words, I am inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when those two things coincide, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is actually not the case today. In this particular case, I did get off work, but I had to go over there and wait for some things to happen because I had to go to the bank. I had to get an oil change done. And I was like, screw it, man. I'll just wait until stuff is open up. I wasn't even going to change my clothes because I'm like, as soon as I get home and my pants come off, that's the end of productive Brandon. That's it. I'm done. So I was like, just keep on your work clothes. All the more motivation to get this shit done so you can get home and get out of them. And it worked. But anyway, so I did go over there and get my oil changed, and on my way back, went over there and hit this little convenience store that used to be by a place I used to live, actually, and it used to be a 7-Eleven back in them thar days, and I actually applied there. I got an application, I took it home, I came back the next day in the morning to hand it in, and the place had been robbed at night. Needless to say, I didn't hand in that application. But yeah, so I decided to peruse around a little bit, and they had a couple things that I could review. I just got through reviewing, boom, Reese's Creamy Reese's. Ooh. And, of course, if you got creamy, well, folks, you, of course, have to have, boom, Reese's Chunky. Ha, 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 ha. Chunky Reese's. So, let's give them a go. I'm not that excited about the prospect, not because, I'm sure they'll be fine. They're Reese's. But the creamy ones were pretty underwhelming. Go watch my review if you want my full take on that whole thing, though. So let's go ahead, eat ourselves a Reese's. The Breakfast of Champions. It has peanut butter in it. That's practically a vegetable. And just a Reese's with some nuts in it. It's fine. I wasn't expecting to be anything more, to be fair. But, yeah. Here's the thing. This would have been a great idea if they hadn't already had this idea, like, over 10 years ago, with, like, the Reese's Nut Rages and stuff like that. You can get a big cup Reese's that has, like, extra stuff inside of it. I don't know. Well, I say I don't know why, but I know why. And it's marketing. It's, trying to increase sales with as little effort as possible. And that's all they did with these. The creamy and the crunchy ones, they're fine. They taste like Reese's. Reese's are good. But realistically, neither of them are all that interesting. They're pretty just what the fuck ever, basically. Oh, I needed that. Yeah, it's fine. Tastes like a Reese's. It's chocolate. It's peanut butter. If you like that combination because you're a normal, sane individual, fantastic. If you don't and you're some sort of, hideous monster that came from, like, the 18th dimension, I don't know what to tell you. I don't speak 18th dimensional monster. Okay? Like, look, I'm trying to, brush up on my Spanish right now. Maybe I'll get to 18th century 18th. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm going to abandon that joke. But, they're fine. Like, but again, it's just, this is a product that already exists. Going over there and calling it crunchy, sure, it fits the definition of what it is. But what it is something that already exists in better formats. But it's fine. Between the creamy and the crunchy, I would say I prefer the crunchy, just because the creamy basically tastes exactly like just a normal Reese's, just maybe like 3 to 4% creamier. There's really not that much difference to it. Whereas with this, it's at the very least there is like an actual definite textural difference. You bite into it, you've got the standard chocolate and creamy peanut butter thing going on. And then, you get these nice, bursts of peanut that kind of give, a little extra texture, a little extra oomph of flavor. They're fine. There's honestly not much to say about them, really. They're perfectly okay. I'm trying to think of something to extend the video a little bit. I don't know. There's really nothing much to go off of. Like, again, that's the problem with, like, having these gimmicks where really you didn't do anything with it. This is one of those things. And I mean, to be fair, hey, I bought it. I'm reviewing it. But at the same time, that's where some of my reviews, I mean, I try to be, helpful with my reviews whenever I can. But obviously I try to joke. I try to kind of bring my audience into it with me a little bit. I think that's part of the appeal of what I do. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. But the whole thing is that, this is a relatively rare instance where, like, it can be more of a direct product review, and I can hopefully give you folks the heads up. And just to be like, hey, because, folks, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get this again? Would I recommend it? No and no. Again, it's fine. It's not a bad product, but it's a product that already exists. There's no reason for it. Get yourself a Nutrageous. You will have the exact same experience, except better. Why does this need to exist? Fuck if I know. But Reese has decided, hey, this will be a cheap, easy way to go over there and increase our sales a tiny bit. Throw them the hell out there. And then people like me on the internet could go over there and try them out and review them for you and just be like, yeah, you don't need to waste your money on these. But if I'm recommending them to anybody else, they are fine. I do want to emphasize that they are not bad. They are fundamentally Reese's. And if you've ever just wanted a small Reese's cup, I guess that is kind of who it falls under. If you wanted a smaller Reese's cup that has some chunky peanut butter on the inside, this exists for you. If the big cup is a bit too much for you, the Nutrageous isn't your, particular bag, this exists. I don't think it's particularly interesting or noteworthy, but it is there, it's an option, and, hey, if it works for you, fantastic. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, spend this rest of your folks, and go over there and have yourselves a truly crunchy peanut butter-tastic rest of your life, because the last one I did creamy peanut butter, and this time I'm doing crunchy peanut butter. It's only fair. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Folks, what can I say, man? I came into this not expecting a lot. I got exactly what I expected. And sometimes in life, that's just the way of things. There's a lot of times when you can see a situation staring at you from, down the line, and it's not going to be anything great. It's not going to be anything that you want to deal with. And trust me, I am a master procrastinator. I will push shit back for as long as I can and then some. But eventually, we all have to deal with this shit, and when we do, even if we don't like it, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there, maybe instead of going over there and trying out the Reese's creamy and crunchy ones, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to try out one of the, 5 dozen other varieties of Reese's that are just way better. And maybe you'll do that, and maybe it'll be a wonderful experience for you. And maybe you'll hit me up in the comments and be like, Brandon, thank you so much for helping me to avoid what would have otherwise been a fairly lackluster Reese's experience. Guess what? I'm an eccentric billionaire. Here's $18 million. Now, why $18 million? I don't know. That was just the number that popped in my head, but I'm not greedy like that. I don't need $18 million. I'm not saying I won't take $18 million. I'm just saying, if it's that or nothing. But, I mean, look, if you want to go over there, like 300 grand, you know, just so that I could go over there, pay off the mortgage, get some house repairs done, set a few people up in my life, help them out a little bit where I could, you know. And then I just go over there and make sure that I can go to good restaurants and shit. Because, I mean, you know, once I get the fucking mortgage paid off, well, there we go. That's a lot of money I get to save every fucking month. Or conversely, I mean, if you are an eccentric billionaire and you would like to finance the show, I wouldn't hate that. But more realistically, you know, hey, I just genuinely hope that anybody who watches my nonsense gets something from it, whether it's actual product advice or entertainment value, or I don't know, maybe you just go over there and watch my video and you're just like, if I was ever going to punch a guy, it's going to be that guy or somebody who looks like him. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to focus on that. I mean, don't punch me, please. I don't need to be punched. And don't punch people who look like me, unless they're like assholes, but then I don't. It's like a whole weird like duplicity thing or something like that. No. Try not to take that away from it if you could. Bye.